Good afternoon. My name is Brad Darr. I'm the state maintenance engineer for North Dakota. We're going to follow the standard template for our update. The first slide is performance measures, and really the North Dakota Department of Transportation hasn't had a lot of performance measures other than the lagging indicators, customer satisfaction surveys and the like, other than what MAP 21 required. We've got our executive team convinced that they're needed. There's actually a kickoff meeting today starting to look at what we're going to do for pavement preservation. So that's a good thing. Like Dale mentioned, North Dakota has been in the middle of the oil boom for a number of years. Our last biennium, we had a $2 billion budget overall for the department. And we just finished another legislative session in April. We got another $2 billion to spend for this biennium, but a larger percentage of that is going to the counties. Last biennium, we had $69 million for pavement preservation. This biennium, it's $19 million. Because we've been adding capacity all in western North Dakota for the oil boom, there's a lot of catching up to do with pavement preservation, getting those initial seals on our pavements. So as you can see, there's a lot of information there, but we're doing a number of thin lift overlays, microsurfacing, chip seals, slurry seals, and then concrete pavement repair and grinding to the tune of about 1,600 miles over the next 2 years. And we should catch up on our seals and get them all covered and be in that 2 to 3 year range, not necessarily the 2 year range. And those numbers are with contracted forces. The next slide is with our state forces. We do a number of seal coats with our state forces. We do a significant amount of depressed crack repair with our state forces using a Mini-Mac machine that we discovered in Minnesota, probably at one of these meetings. And we do a lot with the Durapatcher. So we're very happy with the CQS emulsion and the Durapatcher with the depressed crack repair. Our districts are trying to get on them ahead of overlays, and it's been very successful. The next slide is right out of our maintenance manual for what we're trying to do with our pavement preservation program. As you can see, we do have a pavement classification system. It is approved by our legislature. We do have the buy-in on our different classifications. We're still shooting for 7 years for most of our seal coats. We've got IRI thresholds for our depressed cracks. Asphalt repair, of course, we're trying to get ahead of it and be proactive, but because of our climate, we're still doing some reactive asphalt pavement repair. Crack pouring is another item that I've had a lot of discussions at these meetings on. Basically, our policy in North Dakota is do something. If you're doing something, we're happy. So a number of districts are doing crack pouring still, and a couple districts are actually crack sealing. Our intent is on a 2 year cycle for the crack pouring. Thin lift overlay schedule, we're looking at that 10 to 15 year range. And then the dull bar retrofits and concrete pavement repair is needed. Currently, we don't have an ADT for our preservation treatments. Just recently, we've kind of discovered that our districts had migrated into doing some microsurfacing where it wasn't appropriate. We've had them back off, and the microsurfacing now is only if there's some rutting or needs for microsurfacing, get them to do the slurry seals and seal coats. I guess we don't have any problem preservation treatments that we wanted to talk about, I guess. I did want to point out that Stephanie and her group has a Texas under seal that just got completed, so we're trying that treatment. We do have a new program on innovations, and that's $5 million a year federal aid that we're trying to use. So any of these new products, there's a whole process working with Upper Great Plains to try to get them implemented in the state. And our executive team has bought in that failures are acceptable. So we're ready to go with some of those processes and try them. Frequency of pavement preservation training, the things we thought we'd highlight is from on the maintenance side. We have a spring academy every year for our new hires, and we've tried to filter in all of our leadmen into a week-long training course, getting them on the equipment, stressing the importance of pavement preservation and the like. We also have a maintenance conference every year, bringing our leadmen in, all 80 of them, and they get a chance to network and talk about pavement preservation, and we bring in some speakers from out of state, and that's gone over very well. From the central office standpoint, of course, we're always going to seminars and conferences. We also partner with Upper Great Plains Transportation Institute on our North Dakota Asphalt Conference, and that has been successful, and Dale mentioned that. The other item I wanted to bring up here is that we have a pooled fund transportation learning network with South Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming. So all 4 of the states can get together via video conference and sponsor different training courses, and all 4 states can benefit from it. In addition to that, of course, we're all hooked up, all 8 of our districts are hooked up to a video network. So when we do have the training sponsored by Upper Great Plains or somebody else, we can get the districts involved, and they don't always necessarily have to travel. The last slide here is pavement condition measures currently used. You can see our IRIs, and I won't go through that, but you'll have it. That's all I have. Questions? Go ahead.
What's Scotch patching?
It's just I guess it's a local term, but it's just reactive seal coating. Small areas using our own forces. Yeah, good question. I didn't even think about that.